So first, an obvious question. What was the thought behind making this film?
I wanted to sort of put Rajkummar into a room and just like, have him go through all kinds of like bad things and pain and bad things and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
He refused to do a film with me before that, so this was my revenge.
Really, imagine, he offered me Lutera and I said,
He said, no, I don't want to do it, so this is my revenge on him.
No. Can you believe that? Of course not. Yeah. So please tell the answer. No? It was not. It was actually that email answer that we always say.
It's not my idea. The idea belongs to a writer called Amit Joshi. I've said his name about 40 times today.
Yeah, man. I want to meet Amit Joshi again and again in my life.
This guy just emailed me out of the blue, completely cold in my inbox. I see Amit Joshi some synopsis, and I actually, thankfully, I opened it. I read it. I really liked it, and that's how it started. So that's what the idea. I thought the idea was fantastic, and I thought it's a screenplay that should be developed. It's a film that should be made, and this was the man to be in it.
But when you read the script for the first time, you must have imagined somebody playing the role. So he was your first choice. And when he approached,
I was super excited. Of course, I've always. I was trying to work with him actually since Udaan, and then I saw Lutera and like, hey, sir, when will we work together? And he kept telling me, yeah, I'm sure there'll be something, we'll definitely work together on something. And then we met at one of the screenings and he told me about this idea and I was super thrilled. First, of course, it's Vikram Motwani that I'll be working with, and then a script like this, which is so rare for an actor to work in. So I was very happy.
As an actor, what was it about this particular character that, wanted you to just be a part of it?
I think we don't have too many survival dramas in the history of world cinema actually. So I thought it will be a great platform for me to explore and discover so many things that otherwise I won't be able to. I've done of my challenging parts earlier, but this is something which I thought will be really pushing my boundaries.
And if you can just take us through the development process. You got the mail, you called him, then what?
I got the mail. I called the writer and I said, let's do this. Let's develop this. So then suddenly he disappeared, and then he came back 2 months later with another screenplay was in my inbox. I called him in. I put him in the room with another writer, Hardik. The two of them worked together. I would keep going in every single time, stir the pot, like something cooking. So just go stir the pot, throw some masala and come out. And then eventually got to a stage where we had developed quite a bit, and something else that I was working on didn't happen. Suddenly my dates opened up. So I called up Raj. I said, what are you doing next month? He said, nothing. I said, let's shoot this. So and literally.
As a director, what was it about the story that unlocked in you?
I think just the fact that no one's done something like this before. It's such an exciting story. Guy stuck in an apartment building in a high-rise in Bombay, without food or electricity. It's a subject that can only be made now. It's a here and now at this time. You can't make this 5 years later because that those buildings will be full of people. You couldn't have made this 5 years earlier because those buildings didn't exist. It's such a here and now subject that this is the only kind of and you actually literally go to all over the city here, and where we eventually ended up shooting in Prabhadevi, like right bang in the middle of the city, the heart of the city, in Parel, Prabhadevi. You've got this 35-story building that has because it's as a court case, typical court case kind of going on. There's no OC over there. Someone's kind of scamming somebody else. Classic case. Guy gets in, starts to live there, and then shit happens. Such a cool idea. Yeah. And so topical, so great.
And for you as an actor, what did the film unlock in you?
I think just the high of doing something like this. As an actor, I always look for exciting work, exciting scripts. So for me, I think I couldn't have asked for anything better than Trapped. It's all about this one guy who's stuck in this apartment for 3 weeks without food, water, electricity. So I thought it's a very performance-driven part. It was a very challenging part, and then as I said, just to have him with me as a director was just, I think it was a double celebration for me.
When you're playing a part as complex as this one, what kind of a research or something that you must have prepared for the role?
Apart from, I think, preparing for the character, like his character sketch and background, I think it was quite an organic process for us. We didn't really plan or rehearse too much because we couldn't. It's a film which demands to be in the moment and live in that moment, and then to explore and discover things and discover that truth that as an actor I always look for. So I think we were lucky that we were shooting the film in sequence. Like day 1 was day 1 and day 10 was day 10 in real. And so by the time we reached day 10, as I was not eating and drinking, so my body was automatically, naturally in that shape, and I was mentally in that position to just react to the circumstances.
As an actor, is it easier for you to get into a character or get out?
If it's easier to get in or get out, I enjoy getting in, and to get out is a tough process, and you tend to miss living that life. You tend to miss live the whole crew. You spend so much of time together as a family, trying to make something beautiful, something special. Once you go out, I think it's very natural to just miss the whole experience.
What was it about this character or this film that you missed after wrap up?
No, I didn't. What I missed, I was missing. I was missing food a lot when I was shooting it. What is it that I missed after shoot? I think just to, as I said, just to be on the set and with all these amazing people, wonderful people, and everybody's energies, in a way focused towards me as an actor, because I was the one who was on screen performing. So I think the whole experience was just beautiful.
When you making a film with just one actor who has to fill all of your frames, as a director, what are the inputs that you put, while setting up frames and things like that?
I think really we knew that the story is about, at its core, it's about this guy who's stuck. So we weren't trying to sort of worry too much about the fact that, will it start to look monotonous and that kind of stuff. As long as you're following the story in the right kind of way. And following Shaurya's story where, and basically that. And we didn't really have to worry about frames and any of that kind of stuff. It's more about him, it's more about what he's doing, follow him, and make sure that the drama is right and the emotion is right and the information is right. Other than that, we don't let everything else be natural.
You just mentioned, this is the right time to make a film like that, because of the situation of housing situation. But if we look at the cinema side of it, do you think this is the right film and the right time with the kind of films that we're making?
Absolutely, why not? If you look at, even in terms of where commercial cinema is going these days, the kind of subjects that they're making, the kind of subjects that Amir Khan or Salman Khan or Shah Rukh Khan or Akshay Kumar are doing, these are films that would not have been made 5, 6, 10 years ago. As just pure subjects. And if you look at the way regional cinema, for example, is kind of really grown, and there's kind of movies they're making, and the kind of stuff that even smaller commercial films, Nirja, Kapoor and Sons, these are movies that are kind of being watched, getting a lot of appreciation, making money as well. So I don't see why. I think the audience has grown a lot. I don't see why anything should be considered niche anymore. If it's accessible and if it's easy for people to watch and grasp and get involved in an emotional story.
When you have just one actor, you tend to play a lot with things like background score and things like that. So what kind of team effort does your film have?
Everything is towards just telling the story. I think whether it's my work, whether it's my cinematographer's work or my music director's work or sound designer, everybody is equally important and everybody's working towards one purpose, about telling the story. At no point in time, and this everybody knows, at no point in time should anybody's kind of work overshadow what is in the frame as far as the actor is concerned. And it's always a thing of it shouldn't be oh, what a shot, oh, what great background score, what great sound. If somebody's going to say that, at that point in time means it's not working, So I think we're all just working towards that entire thing. We all want to feel what Shaurya is feeling. He's stuck, he wants to get out, and we all should end up feeling that. Everything should work towards that purpose. So yeah, it's hard because you want everything to kind of fall into place, but no one should realize that it's actually there. That's my way of.
Now that the trailer released, after seeing yourself in that particular role, what did you feel? What was the thought?
I think all that effort that we put in together, it's all worth it. Yeah.
And you just mentioned that you took each day at a time. So was there ever a time in the middle that you were like, I've had it, I'm done with it, I cannot take it anymore?
No. There was never a time like this. But yeah, there were moments when there were blackouts, because I would be so energyless and so deprived of food and water. But I would just sit back and take a moment and again go back and shoot. Yeah.
As a director, what was it that there must be some support system between your team. So how did that work?
It's great. I think filmmaking is a teamwork. Of course, him being the captain of the ship, everybody's just following his vision, the way he wants to tell his story, and we all are just contributing from whatever we can. But I think especially in Trapped, I think the kind of effort everybody has put in, from like starting from music director, sound designer, DP, editor, him, me. I think everybody was, as he said, everybody was focused towards telling Shaurya's journey. We wanted to keep audience engaged, and we wanted to have them involved in Shaurya's story.
In times like these, we always say that films don't fail, budgets do. And how do you tend to keep your budgets intact?
I mean, we're just really efficient at production. That's been at least my strength and the company's strength for a long time in terms of release of films. Masan, Mukta Punjab, and Trapped, and Lutera, and Queen, and all the money goes into the film, and that's our entire approach to filmmaking.
And how do you market a film with a subject like this? Any specific things that you're doing?
We're trying to hit a lot of digital space and a lot of digital audience and tell them, because like everybody's on internet these days, so we're just trying to make them aware about our film. And I think also the trailer has done its job, so I think people have loved it and they're really curious by the trailer. They want to know more. So I think that's our job, just to make them aware.
And what kind of a release will the film have? How many screens?
350 screens.
All India.
Hello! Watchman! Thank you, sir. I was trapped.
Watch,
Like,
subscribe.
Box Office India.
Subscribe.
Subscribe? Subscribe. Now, wherever it is, just find out.